Shabbat Shalom, everybody, and you're welcome to the Shabbat of this morning. And tonight is Erev Rosh Kodesh. That means the evening of the new month. We'll be coming to a new month in the evening of today. And also the parasha that we're going to talk about this morning is called Parshas Be-Midbar. That means the parasha of the what? Of the wilderness. We're in the book of the wilderness. I want us to do what? To take our mind all the way out of Montreal. Take your mind out of this place. Take your mind out of the country of Canada, where you have 8 months of snow, okay? And where everything is hunky-dory, where everything is good, where you can eat 5 times, 10 times, 20 times as much as you want, where you can just run away and get McDonald's, where you can run away and get KFC, where you can run in a second, you get anything fast food, where you can go to the market and get all the things that you need and make a nice, delicious meal for yourself. Take your mind away from that and bring your mind now to the Sinai desert. Bring your mind to the wilderness where there is nothing, where everything is what is full of emptiness. Nothing. Zero. No rain. Here, rainfall, everything. No rain. You depend 100% on God. And that is where the Holy One, blessed be He, gave us the Torah. Because God needs our 100% concentration, 100% attention. If everything is buru, if everything is one-ton eye, then you cannot concentrate to receive the Torah. The Torah is life to those who take hold of it. God is giving us life in the wilderness. Why did He choose the wilderness? Why didn't He choose New York, as I said? Why didn't He choose Toronto? Why didn't He choose the land of Israel? Or why didn't He even choose giving us the Torah in the land of Israel itself? But there's a reason. Because at that time, everybody's mind will be running here and there. No concentration. But God needs our concentration for us to see what is teaching us. Why the wilderness? The wilderness is a place where it's no man's land. Nobody owns it. It's a place that is quiet. It's calm. But behold and lo, it's extremely dangerous. If I be calm, I say, yeah, it's calm. I can do whatever I want to do. The snake is there. The scorpion that walks gently, you don't hear it, in the sand. By the time you know, they hit your leg. In the desert, it's a rattlesnake. You know the rattlesnake? They stay there. In the desert is where we have the dragons, dangerous ones. And it is in that place that God decided to give us the Torah. Why? For God's sake. Why this place? Of all the places that the Lord God has created, why this place? Because God is showing us that even though with all these things, I am the Lord, the creator of all. I control them. With you coming here, with me bringing you here, I want to show you my power. I want to show you that nothing can harm you if me I say no. All things is in my control. You just have to be quiet. You just have to listen. Be attentive. Open your ears. Not allow the word to enter here and pass out here. No. Let the word dwell in your heart, in your soul, and let the word germinate seed. Parshas Be-Midbar. And I subtitle it, something has to die for something new to emerge. Something has to die for something new to come in its place. But technically, it doesn't die. I'll give us an example. You take a seed of a maize, a seed of a maize. You take it, you dig the ground, you put it inside, you cover it. After 7 days, the maize germinates. It comes up. So the issue now is, did the maize die? It depends on the perspective in which you look, right? Because, yes, the maize died, Because the maize cannot germinate without dying. It has to die. But on one hand, it didn't die because it germinates, it grows, it's alive. So everything in life depends on my perspective. How did we see? What perspective are we watching? What perspective are we seeing? Or we're looking at any particular matter. Because some people tend to look at everything in a negative perspective, and their life becomes negative. Because all their life is all about negativity. So people look from the positive side, and everything in their life is about positivity. All depends on you. It's the same thing, but people are giving different explanations. Why the same thing is having different explanations? Why can't it just have the same explanation? But because the state of your mind. The corn has to die for it to grow. But the corn at the same time does not die because it grows. Because if it dies, it won't grow. So we need to understand this perspective that God is teaching us. The Israelite that went into the wilderness has to die for them to grow. The Israelite that came out of Egypt, they have to die for new things to grow. And what do I mean by this? Because when they came out of Mizraim, they came out with all kinds of what? With all kinds of garbage. They came out with all kinds of iniquity, with all kinds of sin, with all kinds of understanding that is not of God. They are eating, and their belly is full of Egyptian garbage. And God has to purge them out of that garbage for them to live. The old life has to die for a new life to emerge. That's what I'm saying. The old Israel that came out of Egypt has to die and be buried in the wilderness for a new Israelite to come. That by the giving of the Torah, a new Israelite comes up. But God has to test them to see if they actually deserve the Torah. If they don't deserve it, then, but we thank the Lord that they deserve it. And God gave us the Torah in the wilderness. The first day of the second month, in the second year following the exodus from the land of Egypt, the Lord spoke to Moshe in the wilderness of Sinai in the tent of the meeting, saying, that is Numbers chapter 1, verse 1. We begin the book of Be-Midbar by doing honor to the road, by respecting the journey and taking notice of the journey. This is where we are in our Torah saga, in our Torah story, the wilderness. Every year we enter the wilderness. Every year, as we read the Torah every year, we re-enter and re-enter the wilderness every blessed year. The book on the Shabbat just before Shavuot, next week is Shavuot, the festival of the first fruit. Or, as I said, he said, the giving of the Torah. We are giving in the deep way of the wilderness within and the wilderness without. Before we receive the durable freedom promised when we came out free from the land of Israel. The durable freedom of receiving the Torah, something that is new, something that is transforming. The Torah is a new thing. Remember, it's not, I will tell you, try to give you some kind of argumentation, right? There is a book in Egypt. They call it the Book of the Dead. They call it Ma'at Law, the Ma'at Rule. Okay? This book contains a lot of things too. Good. Because the Torah contains most of the things I will find in the Torah is also in that book. But there's something transforming, something new in the Torah. And the Lord God said, thou shall do what? Shall respect the Shabbat. Thou shall respect your mama and your papa. Why is God giving us those two? Because in the Ma'at Law, those two are not there. The rest of the things in the Torah is also in the Ma'at Law. Why these two be different? Why is it transforming? We need to understand that if we do not respect our father and our mother, we are not respecting ourselves. Your mama and your papa is you yourself, because you come out. You are a product. You are made up of your papa and your mama. your DNA is made up of that of your mama and of your papa. So if you disrespect your papa and your mama, you are disrespecting yourself in the first place. You are destroying your own head. And God is saying, we have to respect that. We have to keep them in what? In awesomeness. We have to give them a good reverence that what belongs to them. You don't have the right to judge your mama and your papa. No, you don't have the right. For God will judge them. Okay? You shall do what? You shall keep the Shabbat. The Shabbat of the Lord your God. On that day, the Lord God did what? Rested from his work. It's not that he rested like a human being. God is not a human being. He's never tired. What the Torah said, and he ceased from his creation. The creation begins to recreate itself. Okay? That's what it means. We have to recognize that day, and we have to respect that day, and we have to honor it. Because by doing that, we are imprinting in our memory and in the memory of our children that the creation is made of God, not of a man, or not of an accident. As some people say, oh, it is an incident. And we have to do what? Honor the road. Because if you do not honor the road, if you take the road as, I don't care, then the road can kill you. The road can swallow you up. But if you respect the road, that means the wilderness. Remember, this wilderness is a what? It's a thing that we have to understand. We live in it, and we have to respect it. If we don't respect it, we might vanish in the wilderness. Respecting the wilderness, knowing what the wilderness is capable of doing. Some people, they don't respect it, and they get lost in the road. God said, the wilderness within and the wilderness without. The world is a wilderness. God himself created it, and he put man in the wilderness, and he put us on this planet. But he said, behold, this planet is full of darkness. But he said, okay, if the planet is full of darkness, why did you put me in darkness? God is teaching us a lesson. God is saying, if you allow me to guide you, you will never fail. But if you do not allow me to guide you, if you want to guide yourself, then go ahead in the darkness and see if you are not going to jam your head on the wall. If you are not going to put your feet in the pit. If you are not going, if the serpent or the dragon will not bite you, or the scorpion. But if you allow me, I will put the Torah is a torchlight, it's a light you have. It will guide you all your life, all your way through the wilderness of life. We have the wilderness within, and we have the wilderness without. And God is telling us this morning, you have to respect it. Don't underestimate. When people underestimate things, that is when they fall victim of that thing. Don't underestimate life. Respect it. Be careful. Watch and use the Torah as a guide. But it is the wilderness that we beg. It is in here, in the wilderness, that we spend most of our freedom journey. It is the wilderness that requires 40 years of wandering. There will be no generation of redemption without the generation that died out in the wilderness. Something has to die for something new to emerge. And that is where we are in this week, Parashah. We are the generations of the wilderness, making our way through the wilderness. The lesson of the wilderness are not lost on us. There is always a way out. As in any journey, we move through by stations, one step at a time. No shortcut. No. It's not allowed. No guru. No. We always say something in my language, They said, what you are looking for in New York is right under your nose. Why do you want to go to New York to look for something when you just have it just right beside you? Everything is right down there. It's not far. The Torah said that the Torah is not in heaven for you to go to heaven and say, I want to go and bring it down. The Torah is not over the sea for you to say, I need to go millions of miles to go and get the Torah. The Torah is right in your mouth. the book of Deuteronomy said, it's not far from you. Life is not far from us. Why are we wasting our money? Why are we wasting our precious time? Why are we wasting our life for that does not pay? I don't understand. Maybe maybe I'm too old-fashioned, but I don't understand why people will waste their life seeking what does not pay, seeking only carnal things, seeking only things of the flesh, not of the spirit. We don't have to do what? To shortcut. No shortcut. We have to follow the way, because shortcut is a fraud. God does not want us to do what? To defraud ourselves. Why do you want to make a fraud? No shortcut. Follow the way unto the end. We are taught to make ourselves like the wilderness, free and ownerless, in order to be ready for the durable freedom of the Torah. When something, we have to die for something new to be born. As I explained, the Israelites that came out of Egypt has to die in the wilderness for something new to come up. And we are the what? We are the living witness of that. Our parents died in the wilderness for us to emerge. If they did not die in the wilderness, we won't emerge. And remember, I also say it is from the perspective that where you are looking at it. Did they really die? The second question is no, they didn't die, because our parents, they live in us. Our parents, they live in our memory. And that is what the people of the world, the new generation, the new kinds of speech that they do now, they say, okay, no, let us erase their memory. Once they erase your memory, you are even worse than an animal. Because an animal has a memory. A dog has a memory. A pig has a memory. But if a human being has no memory, he's a zombie. Let's erase their memory. Let's get them out. Because once they keep on remembering their memory, the Torah will be with them eternally. So when we erase that, they lose the Torah, they lose everything. It is very important. Our parents, they live in our memory. They stay there. And that they are teaching us that we have to respect the road. We have to respect the wilderness. Because if you don't respect the road and the wilderness, you will fall victim to the road. We also have learned to respect the place, to respect the wilderness, knowing that if we do not conquer it, it will conquer us. So, we live in this tender kind of balance with the wilderness without and the wilderness within. And we have worked out a living relationship of a reciprocity. We have given and we have taken. We respect and we subdue. We are in that kind of balance with the wilderness within and the wilderness without. Each man of the family of Israel shall come by his family flag with the signs of his father's house. In the book of Numbers, chapter 2, verse 2. What is God saying? In the wilderness, there's a lot of relationship. There's a lot of things that goes on. We have to build a relationship between us and the wilderness. That relationship is a delicate relationship, and we have to balance it. We take from the wilderness. The wilderness gave us the Torah, and we give back to the wilderness. It's a balance. We can't just be taking. If you take and take, nothing will be left. You have to give back. Right? As you take, you replace. As you take, you replace. In the wilderness, without us gathering by our father's flag, we will not survive. That's what the Torah is saying. Everybody has to stay intact. In the wilderness, Israel as a nation was formed in the wilderness. Love for each tribe was formed in the wilderness. Strength and power was formed in the wilderness. God is saying, if you do not come together as one, you will die in the wilderness. You have to be one for you to survive this journey. What you don't have, I have. If you have a corn and I have a tomato, I give you the corn we receive the tomato. We have to help one another. That's what the Torah is saying. We have to bring each other's up. We don't have to bring each other's down, but lifting each other's up. That's what the Torah is saying. We have to assist one another. We have to be a family. If we do not become a family, if we do not respect one another, if we do not love one another, we will not make it to the promised land. We will die in the wilderness. If we come together as one, because together we become strong. If we are divided, the enemy will destroy us in the wilderness. But if we are one and strong, nobody can conquer us. That's what God is saying. You have to be strong. You have to be together as one. And that is my prayer among a lot of Messianic synagogues, that we can just be one. Be strong. Because we see this one say, I believe in this one say, I believe in that, this one say, I believe all kinds of things that does not even correspond in the Torah. The Torah is simple and it is clear. Why seeking the God that does not exist? Why trying to use your own human rationale to try to interpret the things of the Spirit? Understanding that sometimes it's hard for you to use your human mind to try to rationalize what God is saying. Just obey, and you see the work of God. God said, I can take them through the other side. It's just a 3 days journey, and they're already in the land. But if I take them through that side, they will see war. They run back again to Egypt. They can't stand it. I need to pass them through this journey, where they will sit down and begin to teach them the Torah. They have to be strong. They have to be embedded in the Torah. That once they are embedded in the Torah, nobody can deceive them. Nobody can destroy them. Nobody can just come and try to come and conquer them, because they're embedded in the Torah. They know the Torah very well. This is what I am saying. We as a people, we as a group, we as a descendant of Jacob Abenu, we have to come together. We have to be strong. Enough is enough of saying, you are this, you are that, you are that, you are this. No, it's the time for us to come together. The time to gather the stones together is now. The time of throwing stone away has passed. But the time to gather stone for the Messiah is at hand. We as a people come of age in the wilderness. We grow up there. We come of age in the wilderness within. We submit and reconcile and integrate and move through. This is not an endurance, not a conquering, but a move through, so that we may be ready for the durable freedom, the receiving of the Torah on Mount Sinai. The wilderness is a challenge. It is like a personality. It has its own character. The road as it were is a player in our personal drama, and our drama as a people. The road play a very important part in our drama. And it is as we come to listen to the call of the road, its message, its draws, its meaning, its direction. The journey is a character, a player in the drama. We have to listen to the call of the road. Sometimes you are moving, right? And you'll be hearing sound. Look here, there's nobody. The road is calling. Sometimes you want to go apart. The road is calling. The road calls. Listen. Do not move too far. Do not move too far from the road. It's like a shepherd. When the sheep are together, the shepherd can hear the bear of the sheep. Right? But when the sheep wander too far, the sheep cannot hear the flute of the shepherd. And the sheep can be lost. The road is calling. The shepherd is near. The true shepherd is at hand. Messiah is at hand. And he's calling us. He's calling all the sheep together as one on the road. He's saying, don't move afar. No. Be intact. Be among, because if you move too far from the road, there is wolf in the wilderness. and you are alone, no defense, you can be captured, right? But once you are in the midst of the road, once you are in the midst of your people, once you are in the group, in the flock, because the shepherd is there, the wolf cannot come in, because the shepherd will defend the wolf, will defend the sheep from the wolf. Why do we want to do what? Go afar. Why are you seeking what is not lost? Why are you seeking what is not lost at all? The Torah is here. The Torah is at hand. The Torah is in your mouth. Why do we want to say, oh, I want to go and see 10 miles, 20 miles, 20 million kilometers. I want to go to planet Mars to go and seek the Torah. Doesn't make sense. The Torah is here. The Torah, you want to live. Put yourself in it. Embody yourself in it. And let it be your entire soul. You will survive. You will live. Not just surviving, but you will live. For Torah will give you life. Everything that you need is right there. Why do we want to waste our life for that does not pay? Something has to die for something new to emerge. You have to crucify your old self. We have to remove our old self. We have to make sure that the old self of me dies for a new one to emerge. We can't just take the Torah, right, and cover it with our clothes without removing the old one. You know, the old one stinks, right? The old one is sin. Let's remove, because if you want to put the Torah upon the one that is stinking, it will stink. You can't cover it. It's impossible. You have to remove the old one, the stinking one, the bad one. Then cover yourself with the garden of Eden. Then it will smell good. The Torah said, and Isaac Avenu smelled the garden of Eden when Jacob came in with the clothes of Esau. He came in, he smelled the garden of Eden, and he blessed him. The same thing here. We have to remove the old garment, the bad one, the sinful one, and cover ourselves with the new garment, the garment of the Torah, the garment of the wilderness. And then we will have success, and then we will have life, and then everything that we need will be given unto us. So let us celebrate. Let us celebrate Be-Midbar. Let us celebrate the wilderness. Let us celebrate the journey. Let us celebrate the coming into the wilderness. We haven't yet arrived. The wilderness is a passage. Remember, this world is a passage. We are just passing through. This is like a marketplace. You know a marketplace? When you go to the market, you buy things, you buy this, you sell, you buy, you sell, you buy, and you go home. The same thing, this planet. This is not your home. This is not my home. This is not our home. Our home is in the Garden of Eden. We are just passing through. We are in the marketplace. We are selling and buying. Let us rejoice that we are in this place. But this place will build us up for the Garden of Eden. Let us celebrate not doing but being. Let us celebrate not there but here. Let us celebrate the road. Let us celebrate moving through the road. Let us celebrate the wilderness. The wilderness is no man's land. And God is calling your attention. Let's listen. The Torah is to be given. Let us obey. Let us not be like those that said, all what said we will do, we will listen and we will do. And in 2 seconds, they forget. I said, God has showed you the miracle and shown you everything. You said, no, I'm no longer interested. God that delivered you from your problem. And now you are good, and now everything is fine, and now everything is hunky-dory for you, and you forget your God. Don't let us be like that. Let us remember our God in the time of plentifulness, in the time of nothing, in the time where you have everything. Always remember God. Remember, the wilderness has nothing. God provided for us everything in the wilderness. The manna, the meat, the rain, the water, everything that the children of Israel needed, the good health, everything was given in the wilderness. So God is giving us everything that we need in this wilderness, that we will be able to pass through successfully and happily and rejoice and arrive at our destination. And our destination, the final one, is the Garden of Eden. Something has to die for something new to emerge. Parshas Be-Midbar. Shabbat shalom.
Okay.